Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Look Past Limits. We are Steve and Wendy, and this week we are traveling the Sunshine Coast.
If you watched last week's episode, you'll know that once we got to Jasper we had a decision to make as to what route to take. We decided on shooting back down to Vancouver. It only took us 2 days to cover the 1,000-kilometre journey from Jasper back down to Vancouver, and then we hopped on the ferry across the Sunshine Coast. We had 2 stops on the way, one in Kamloops for a transmission oil problem with Ed, which was kind of quickly solved, and another one on the US border to activate Wendy's work visa, which we'll tell you more about later in the episode.
So last night we just took the ferry across, and today we are in Gibsons.
First stop of the Sunshine Coast, and it's absolutely beautiful.
And
surprise,
sweating.
surprise. And sweating. It's a hot one.
We made it in sunshine. Today we spent the day in the library making the videos for you guys.
So now we're headed out for a well-deserved beer, or so we think. The easiest way to keep a smile on Wendy's face is buy her a beer. Cheers.
We're just heading down to the marina now in search of somewhere who would sell us fish and chips.
So we found the fish and chips that we were after. What a setting for it. So our Sunshine Coast adventure started here in Gibsons after we got the ferry across from Vancouver. We've been here for a few days now and we just love it, eh?
Yeah, we're getting a really good feeling for the place. Every morning we just go down to the promenade to have our breakfast, and we're meeting the locals. They're all friendly and chatty. The
ratio of tourists to locals has drastically changed from everywhere else that we've been in BC.
Yeah.
We're actually with locals here now rather than just lots of other tourists, and yeah, everyone's so friendly, eh?
Yeah, it's just a really nice atmosphere. And
yeah. So we're going to have another wander about the town today and along to the marina and stuff, so we'll take you with us and you can get to see a bit of Gibsons. And then we'll maybe head on, because we have actually been here for a few days already, even though we've not been filming at all.
We might be back though.
We'll probably be back.
Back in Caslow, there's a floating shack, and there is a houseboat covered with plants on the roof. I don't know if you can even see the boat. After the walk around the town, we're really hot, so we are in a search of a cold drink, and there is a cider here. So come and see. Cheers.
Cheers, honey. That was a nice refreshing stop at Sunday Cider there, and we're hitting the highway again, heading north to the next place is Davis Bay is the next town that we want to visit.
But before we get to Davis Bay, we just stopped at a forest walk, Cliff Gilker it's called. Just a 2 kilometer in the forest, so hopefully it will be nice and cool. Bobbin in North Pacific.
Bobbin. Better in the water?
So last night we moved from Davis Bay up the road to Sechelt. We stayed here yesterday, and this morning we had a explore round about the Marina, which is on the other side. The town actually has sea on both sides, but up there is Sechelt Inlet, and here we're standing at the ocean.
That's Vancouver Island that we can see over there in the background.
This guy just landed in the water, little seaplane.
And so slightly different weather here, as you can see. We've got a cloudy day for a change. We've not had that for a while, and we're actually quite enjoying it. There's even a few spots of rain, but after the heat that we've had for the last couple of weeks, it's nice to be cool for a bit. There's a different vibe here compared with Gibsons. I think we actually preferred Gibsons much more, but it is really nice here, and we've still got more to see. So, good morning, guys. So this is where we stayed last night. It's Porpoise Bay Provincial Park, and just down there is the inlet that Vendy was talking about yesterday, Sechelt Inlet, on the other side of the Sechelt town. So we'll tell you and show you more about that later today. So what's the exciting new thing that's happening today, honey?
We're going sailing.
Sailing, you heard that right. So since earlier this year, before we came to Canada, we came up with this idea that we would love to learn how to sail. It was kind of fueled through finding YouTube sailing channels, and it just looks like an awesome activity, but an awesome way of life as well, the people who live aboard and whatnot. Anyway, we'll tell you more about it later, but basically since we came to Canada we've been in the mountains. We've never had a chance to sail, obviously, and now we've just reached the coast, and so since we got here we've been trying to see how we could get out on a boat.
I've never been on a sailboat before, very new to this whole world of sailing, so we're excited to go and see what it's about and how we like it.
So let's go and see.
Found the boat. Let's go. Captain Steve. don't know if you can see, but there is seals balancing on the log.
So how's your first sailing experience going?
It's amazing. It's so peaceful out here on the water. Beautiful.
Just heading down to Half Moon Bay now for a quick stop to have a look around and have afternoon coffee on the beach. So the next stop on today's adventure is Smugglers Cove.
The water's so clear here, it's stunning. Look at this view. It's beautiful. What are these trees? Anybody know? There's a piece of bark. So different. So I wonder why it's called the Smugglers Cove, eh?
It's called Smugglers Cove because in the late 1880s there was an ex-Royal Navy sailor who used the bay to smuggle Chinese labourers who were building the Canadian Pacific Railway. They finished building it in 1885 and these Chinese labourers were out of work and he smuggled them from here to the US. It's a really sheltered bay and you can anchor in all weather. That's why there's always boats here even today. So he charged them $100 each, picked them up and took them down the coast and trying to smuggle them into the US so that they could go searching for work there. So that's why it's called Smugglers Cove.
Thank you, Stephen. Also, during Prohibition in 1920 to 33, the rum runners have used this bay to smuggle rum into the US.
We didn't want to go to the ocean for a swim today because we couldn't find any showers and obviously then we would be salty after that and we didn't want to sleep in the truck all salty, so we've found this little lake, trout lake, just along the road. We'll go here for a swim instead. Bobbin. So we're feeling nice and fresh after our swim in the lake now, and we're thinking that we might just stay here tonight in the lake car park. There's no one really about and we're tired after a long day. We can't really be bothered moving on or looking for anywhere else to stay, So we also just realised that when we came back from the sailing today, we never gave you guys an evaluation. I think we were so busy talking about it that we forgot to let you guys join in. So what do you think, honey? What's your evaluation of the sailing today? Your first ever sail?
I think it was awesome. I think it was great for first sail. Definitely for me, because I only know sailing from the videos. I've never been on a sailboat before, so this was my very first experience on a sailboat. Everything looked so peaceful. We were sailing in the morning, there was nobody about apart from seals, and it was just really nice and peaceful experience for me. No action happening.
No, it was really good to go out for the first time on a small boat. Mike was a really nice guy. It was super chilled out. We were on the inlet rather than out on the coast, so it was nice and calm. We had enough wind though, which was good.
Yeah.
But we were just pottering about for a few hours, and yeah, it was just an awesome first experience, I guess. So Mike, if you're watching this, thanks very much again.
So we left Gibsons this morning and we moved up the road to a place called Sechelt Cove. It's a nice little place. It's cute. It doesn't seem like many tourists come here. It's more for the locals, it seems. So, but nice little marina. I just noticed the mussels up on the post, and when you look about, they're everywhere, covered like that. So this whole marina is on low tide, sitting much lower. Well, we knew that kind of the tides are back, but this is crazy. This whole place would rise so much.
So that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching part 1 of Sunshine Coast.
Join us next week for part 2, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and like the video.
Until next week.
We'll see you then.
Cheerio.